sometimes we may be narrowing or limiting the way something can be used, our perspective on something. We may be placing limits on it that should not be. And when we look at a bigger picture, hi guys, this is Shakita Robertson. And on today, I want to share with you all a quick tip. And it is to make sure that you're not limiting your perspective or outlook. Okay. So you may be wondering, okay, what do you mean, Shakita? Earlier on today, I was speaking with someone and we were talking about purchasing a key fob. They were going to purchase a key fob in order to get a key program to a vehicle. And so they were mentioning about having to take it to the dealership or something like that. And it's so expensive these days to get you'd be surprised how much getting a key fob program at a dealership will cost. And I know I priced one months ago and it was like several $100s. So they were trying to figure out a way to get a key fob, to get it programmed for the least costs possible. And so they just began to share and talk about it. And I said, well, it sounds like you can take it to a locksmith as well. And they said, well, yeah, or I think the locksmith may be able to help with it. I think they're just the ones that make the actual key that goes into the fob. And I said, well, maybe not. Maybe the locksmith can program the entire key, not just make, the little key that goes into the fob, but maybe they can actually program it. And so the more they looked into it, it appeared that, yes, that is the case. The locksmith can also not only make the actual key that goes into the fob, but also be able to program the fob itself as well. And so as we were talking, they kept referring to the key as the actual little key, that we know, old-fashioned key that's made to go into a lock and turn it. They kept referring to that as the key, but did not consider that the actual fob where you can, use to unlock a car. And these days you can actually use it to start a car. They didn't see that as part of the key, but I did. I said, well, no. I said, yes, the little piece of metal that goes into it, that's inserted into it, is part of it, but the whole component of it makes up the key. I said, if we look at it this way, the key is actually any device that will unlock or that will lock something. And I said, think about it. Even at a hotel, we don't get like one of those metal keys, at least not in a hotel that I go to these days. But in most instances, you are going to get like a card, a key card, and they're going to give that to you. And so that's where you can unlock that to get into your room. And so I think after I explained that to them, they saw it a little differently. But I think that's just a great example of how we should approach each and every obstacle, challenge that we face. And the way we see things is that sometimes we may be narrowing or limiting the way something can be used, our perspective on something. We may be placing limits on it that should not be. And when we look at a bigger picture, then we can see that there's opportunities. Sometimes I think that may happen, and that may be why we're coming against the things that we're coming against on an everyday basis, because we're limiting our approach, we're limiting our outlook on it versus opening up our understanding, thinking about possibilities that could be there. And so I just want to encourage you all to make sure that you're not looking at something and limiting it to what you think it should be or what it's always been. The possibilities are endless. So each and every day, look at each obstacle that you face as not something as, okay, for this obstacle, this is the only way to solve it. For this challenge, this is the only way to solve it. For this problem or this issue, this is the only way to solve it. Or this is the only person I can go to that can solve it. No, look at it with a fresh set of eyes. And sometimes you may have to engage someone else who will help you to broaden your perspective with a particular situation, maybe to come up with a solution or something that will bring the breakthrough that you need. All right, guys, I hope this has blessed someone and even challenged you all to begin removing the limits off of the way you see things. All right, guys, I hope this has been a blessing. Until next time, you all be blessed.